Let's face it, you and I live in a dangerous world. In some respects, it seems to have been this way for a very long time. You only have to do a study of history to realize that this is so. We also live in an era of technology, a time in which nearly every single act of violence can quickly become known to the larger community across cities and countries, and sometimes the world as a whole. We continually hear about war and violence and terror and crime and unrest in the streets. And it worries us, and it should. No one of us wants to be at the receiving end of some violent or criminal act. As a result, it seems the entire world is continually on high alert and virtually all the time, watching out for suspicious activity in our neighborhoods, our schools, our places of business, and sadly, even in our churches. Whether it is protecting our homes and our persons, or being careful in public or unfamiliar surroundings, we are always trying to expect the unexpected. Yes, because of the real or perceived dangers you and I face day in and day out, we all seem to be on alert. As a result, you and I take this defensive and cautious stand for one simple reason: to try to do all we can to prevent something from happening to us. The security systems and home alarms and cameras on the streets and airport pat-downs and no-fly lists and pepper sprays and handguns and self-defense classes, all these exist in large part simply so that you and I can be confident that we are doing everything in our power to reduce the chance of anything tragic happening to us or to those we love. Now, this may appear to be a strange way to begin a homily on this first Sunday of Advent. And yet, a critical part of what Advent is about, maybe the central part, and explicitly what today's gospel conveys to us, is the importance of being alert, watchful, attentive, and ready. And yet the kind of watchfulness and attentiveness you and I are encouraged to embrace during Advent is the exact opposite of the kind we undertake in order to protect our lives. You see, we are not asked to be on alert so that nothing happens. Rather, you and I are asked to be alert every day and during this holy season in particular, precisely so that something does happen to us. That's right. We are invited to be on high alert, not to prevent something, but precisely to allow something to happen, something that may not happen if you and I are asleep, distracted, lazy, complacent, or indifferent. Here again, the words of Jesus that we heard in today's gospel. So too, you too must be prepared, for at an hour you do not know, expect the Son of Man will come. You and I stay vigilant, not so that we simply do not forget something that happened 2,000 years ago. Rather, we stay alert in order to make possible something wonderful, beautiful, and extraordinary that can and will happen to, through, and for us if we allow it. And that something is not a thing at all. It is our living God in the person of Jesus who wants to break into our world. That is, break into our hearts, our minds, and our lives. A God who wants nothing more than to make a dwelling place, not simply in a manger in a cold corner of a small town. No, this God, this Jesus, wants to make a home in you and in me. God will never force himself upon us. God will never knock down the door or break a window. Instead, God wants us to be on alert for him, wants us to long for him, wants us to recognize him, and wants us to invite him in. If you and I can do that, if we can remain open, ready, and willing, we can be assured God will do the rest. On most Sundays and special feasts throughout the new church year that we are entering, it will be the words of St. Matthew's Gospel that will accompany us. Matthew's portrait of Jesus will be a kind of window or lens through which we get a clearer picture and a deeper understanding of who Jesus is and what he means for you, me, and for all of humanity. And so let us not let this Advent go by without anything being different. Let us not sleep our way through it or get distracted by everything else that goes along with this holy and, for that matter, very busy holiday season. Rather, let us stay attentive, stay watchful, stay on high alert. Something might just happen. Something that can change each of us in a profound and lasting way. And when that happens, when we let God in, who knows what might result from such a transformation? Who knows what the effects might be? Maybe, just maybe, that big, imperfect world that can terrify us in so many ways will start to be infused with a little more kindness, understanding, compassion, forgiveness, generosity, and a little more love. One person, one heart at a time. For that matter, why aim low? Why work towards changing things in little ways? Let us open up our lives to our incredible God who wants to dwell within us and make the world be a lot closer to the beautiful place God created it to be. Now that doesn't sound so scary at all, does it? I would say it sounds quite beautiful. May all of you have a blessed and a beautiful Advent.